Stop scrolling. Because what was once seen as hip-hop's most loyal love story has spiraled into something far darker, messier, and almost unbelievable. For years, Remy Ma and Papoose were held up as the blueprint for loyalty. Their relationship survived prison sentences, industry pressure, and endless public scrutiny. They weren't just a couple, they were a brand. A symbol. The kind of ride-or-die narrative fans clung to in a culture where real love stories often collapse under fame. But now that image is in ruins. According to swirling online narratives, what began as whispers of tension has exploded into a full-blown digital spectacle involving betrayal, public humiliation, and the unexpected presence of boxing superstar Claressa Shields. The story, as it's being told across social media, blogs, and gossip platforms, feels less like reality and more like a scripted drama. But the emotional reactions it's triggering? Very real. It all supposedly came to a head in Las Vegas, an environment already known for high stakes and higher drama. Claressa Shields had a major fight that night, stepping into the ring as the dominant force she's known to be. Fans expected headlines about her performance, her legacy, her continued dominance. Instead, the spotlight shifted. Rumors claimed that behind the scenes, something far more personal was unfolding. Allegedly, Papoose was present, not just as a spectator, but as someone emotionally invested in more than just the match. Witness accounts, though unverified, began circulating online. People claimed they saw moments that felt too intimate to ignore, celebratory hugs that lingered too long, whispers exchanged with a familiarity that raised eyebrows. At first, most dismissed it. In entertainment circles, proximity is often mistaken for intimacy. But then as the days passed, more evidence began to surface. Photos, vague clips, speculative captions. And suddenly, what seemed like coincidence started to look like a pattern. Meanwhile, where was Remy Ma in all of this? According to the narrative being pushed online, she was at home, watching everything unfold in real time, just like the rest of the world, but with far more at stake. For months, there had apparently been rumors, quiet ones at first. Talk of secret meetings, late-night appearances, unexplained absences. Nothing concrete, but enough to create tension. Still, Remy maintained composure publicly. She smiled in interviews. She upheld the image. Because when your relationship becomes part of your brand, breaking it isn't just emotional. It's strategic, financial, and deeply public. Then came the alleged breaking point. Some accounts claim that Papoose didn't just quietly step away from the marriage. Instead, he made a bold, almost theatrical declaration, choosing visibility over privacy. Whether this moment actually happened the way it's being described is unclear, but in the version circulating online, it's painted as cold and abrupt. A moment where everything Remy believed in collapsed instantly. From there, the situation escalated fast. Reports, again largely unverified, suggest that Remy experienced a severe emotional and physical reaction. Some described it as a panic attack. Others exaggerated it into something more serious, even claiming hospitalization. Social media, as it always does, amplified every version of the story, regardless of accuracy. Within hours, hashtags began trending. Support poured in from some corners, while others turned the situation into entertainment. Memes, jokes, commentary threads dissecting every detail. And that's where things took an even darker turn. Instead of slowing down, the narrative grew more extreme. Conspiracy theories began forming. Some claimed the situation was orchestrated, that there was a calculated effort behind the timing, the exposure, even the emotional fallout. Others suggested financial motives, hidden agendas, or industry pressure influencing personal decisions. There were also claims, completely unproven, that private messages had been leaked. Screenshots allegedly showing conversations between Papoose and Claressa, flight records, secret meetups, even speculation about shared finances being redirected. But here's the reality. None of this has been confirmed in any credible, official way. What we're witnessing is the internet doing what it does best, building a narrative faster than facts can catch up. Still, perception matters. And in the court of public opinion, perception often becomes reality. As the story spread, reactions from fans and observers became increasingly divided. Some sided with Remy, seeing her as a victim of betrayal and public humiliation. Others questioned why she might have ignored earlier warning signs, falling into the familiar pattern of blaming the person who was hurt. Claressa Shields, meanwhile, found herself pulled into a storm that extended far beyond boxing. Whether involved romantically or not, her name became central to the narrative. And in today's culture, association alone can reshape public image overnight. Papoose's role in all of this has also been heavily debated. Was he truly as cold and calculated as some claim? Or is he simply another figure being reshaped by online storytelling? The truth is, without verified statements from those directly involved, everything remains speculation. But that hasn't stopped the impact. Fans began revisiting old interviews, old posts, old lyrics, looking for clues, patterns, inconsistencies. Moments that once felt romantic are now being reinterpreted as warning signs. Loyalty speeches are being contrasted with current rumors. The entire relationship is being re-examined through a new, more cynical lens. And then there's the industry angle. When high-profile relationships collapse publicly, it's never just personal. There are business implications, endorsements, partnerships, branding deals. A carefully built image can dissolve overnight, taking opportunities with it. Rumors even began circulating about legal action. Claims that Remy might pursue damages tied to emotional distress or financial entanglement. Again, no confirmation, but enough to keep the narrative alive. At the same time, whispers about a potential response from Remy started gaining traction. Fans speculated about a diss track, a tell-all interview, or some kind of major reveal that could shift the entire story. Because if there's one thing people expect in hip-hop culture, it's a response. Silence is rarely the final move. Meanwhile, the internet continues to feed on the drama. TikTok recreations, Twitter debates, YouTube breakdowns. Everyone has a theory. Everyone has picked a side. And the line between real life and entertainment has blurred almost completely. That might be the most uncomfortable part of all this. A real relationship, whether it's struggling, ending, or simply being misrepresented, is being consumed as content. Pain, whether real or exaggerated, is being turned into engagement. And yet, that's the environment these public figures exist in. So where does this leave things? Right now, in a state of uncertainty, there's no clear confirmation of the most extreme claims. No verified timeline that matches the chaos being described online. Just fragments of information, layered with speculation, amplified by millions of voices. What is clear, though, is that the image of Remy Ma and Papoose as an unbreakable unit has been shaken, whether by truth, rumor, or a mix of both. And Claressa Shields, intentionally or not, has become part of a narrative that extends far beyond her sport. As for what happens next, that's the question everyone is waiting on. Will Remy speak out and clarify everything? Will Papoose address the rumors directly? Will Claressa respond, or continue to stay focused on her career? Or will the story simply evolve again, reshaped by the next wave of speculation? One thing is certain, this isn't just about a relationship anymore. It's about how quickly narratives are built, how easily reputations shift, and how the internet turns private lives into public battlegrounds. And in that kind of environment, the truth often becomes the hardest thing to find.